Welcome to Deliciously Motivated Mindset, hosted by Deborah and Moira. This podcast is designed to help listeners unlock their full potential, both personally and professionally, so they can thrive, not just survive. Deborah and Moira explore how natural tendencies don't always serve individuals and provide insights on how to harness existing strengths. Their goal is to equip listeners with the habits, mindset shifts, and strategies needed for lasting, meaningful change. Finding purpose and fulfillment can be challenging, but this podcast offers expert conversations, practical advice, and valuable tools to help align with a true sense of purpose and create a more fulfilling life. So grab a notebook, open your notes app, and get ready to take in some game-changing insights. Let's dive in.
Welcome, dear listeners. Welcome, dear Debs.
Hi.
Hello, my dear. Here we are for a really good conversation. I'm saying that right up from at the front. This is going to be a good one. Are you being your own best friend? This
just came out from last week's, wasn't it?
It did. Yes. that we thought, oh, we should have a conversation just about that. I think this is such an important piece. This is a conversation that comes up several times in the work that I do with my one-on-one clients. Being your own best friend, such an important piece. But before we get into that, as an act of being your own best friend, let's bring ourselves into heart coherence. This is so totally fitting for that.
Yeah.
So I invite you to put one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, and we're going to do some breathing together. If you're in a chair and you can, just lean back. We're going to do the full deal on this one. Breathe into your belly, filling you up, expanding your chest, and then breathe out through your mouth. Long out breath, feeling the support that you're sitting on and leaning back on. And take another nice deep breath in. And long, slow breath out, allowing yourself to just fully land here in your sacred physical vessel, your body. And as you take another breath in, imagine that you're breathing in energies that light you up, that enliven you, that inspire you, that connect you to the collective, to everyone else listening to this episode, to this conversation. My energy, Deb's energy. Breathe that in. Feel like a hug. And breathe out, releasing anything that's, distracting you. Any of the woulda, coulda, shoulda. Got to get this done. Breathe that out, releasing everything that's not serving you. And again, nice deep breath in. Feeling connected to everyone listening to this conversation, to everyone around you, and most importantly, feeling yourself connected with your head, your heart, and your higher self, your Trinity. And that's the best way to show up as your best friend, but it's also the best way to educate others to attend to their own best friend needs. So allowing your breath to find its natural rhythm, we invite you to grab a note-taking device, because we are going to get into talking about tips and ideas and strategies to help you really show up and be your own best friend. So tip number one is some form of heart resonance, some form of hand on your heart or lean back in your chair, some form of deep breath to just anchor yourself into your body. That helps us show up in the present moment and attend to what's going on. What do I need? Right?
And with that, that's not just to get up in the morning and do it. That's throughout the day. That does not necessarily also mean a one. Like once, I've done it once, yeah, I've done it. It's actually, you know what? I've just got a moment. I'm just going to put my hand on my heart and sit down. I'm just going to lean back in my chair.
We've talked about this before, you and I, about the whole idea of these types of techniques is to embody it so that it's not a, oh, how's that technique go? Or what is that I'm supposed to do? Because for me, the hand on heart thing happens without me even thinking about it. Like even talking to you right now, it's just automatic. And so that's why I'm saying about crafting it for you. What works for you? What's your way of doing it? It could be the hand on your heart. It could be both hands on your heart. It could be one on your heart and one on your belly. It could just simply be take a deep breath and intend that you're breathing in and out of your heart space. That's actually another way too. It's about the intention of it, right?
Yeah, it is, and that's it, the intention.
Yeah.
So I think number two, just when you say that, I'm just going to move my number two to number three. Number two is your intention. What are you setting your intention for the day? What are
Yeah.
you setting your intention to do? What are you setting your intention to have around you? And it's not just, okay, I'm going to do A, B, C, D. It's actually, I want to feel joyful today.
Yeah.
I want to be able to smile and laugh at things.
Yeah.
I want to be able to laugh at myself. I want like so when we talk about what your intention, I'm not talking about I need to hoover my house and I need to clean the windows. Well, yes, put that on the list. But I need to hoover my house. If it's on the list, hoover. And the only reason I say hoover is because I can never spell vacuum, just for the record, if you hear me.
Yeah, I was just going to translate for North American people that hoovering is vacuuming. I understand that because in the UK we call it hoovering also.
We call it vacuuming in New Zealand and Australia over my side. It's just because when I go to spell it into my phone, I always get confused between the U's and the C's. So now I just say Hoover. And people, when I say Hoover, people look at me and I go, oh, it's my spelling. And they're like, what? And I'm like, just don't. Just let me say the word Hoover.
That's too funny because, like I said, in Scotland, we say hoovering.
Oh, we don't say
that's a real thing. So when you said it, I just thought, oh, interesting. They do that in New Zealand too.
I did live in the UK for 4 years. No, it's Hoover. Yeah, that's the reason is because I can never spell vacuum on my
On your
phone. So I
phone.
just go Hoover. Yeah, so everyone
So
knows I say
that's
Hoover.
you being your own best friend. It's like, don't stress it. I'm just going to say
Oh yeah,
Hoover.
okay. Oh yeah, well there's another one. There's another one. Own who you are. But number two is set that intention. So not just to hoover, vacuum, clean your house,
Mhm.
is I want to do it with laughter. I want to dance when I want to do it. Like really picture it out what you want that intention for. Because when you're clear on your intention, and you're certain about what you want, that's when the rewards come in. That's when things actually flow. Because when you're not, that's when you do get the discombobulation and the uncertainty, and other people give their opinion to you because you're not certain. But so set that intention. What do you want it to look like, feel like, smell like? Embody you
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah.
And I want to pull out something that you just said as tip number 3 is own who you are. So I wrote
Yeah.
down own who you are, but with compassion and kindness. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
something that I find myself doing is when I'm owning who I am, like I love that example of saying hoovering. It's just,
Yeah.
okay, but it's just how I roll. That's what I'll say. If somebody challenges me or like, oh, that's a different way of speaking or saying something, yeah, it's just how I roll. Right?
Yeah, that's
That's
actually quite
showing
cool.
up
I
as
mean,
your,
I roll. Just that's a great one. That's just how I roll.
yeah, it's just how I
Like
roll. So,
it's like no is a complete sentence.
that's right. Yes.
Been using that for a bit the last fortnight too.
Yes. Yes, you have.
Yeah, I love that. I love that word. Well, when we were talking about own who you are is the biggest sign we have, and so we have our head and our heart, and our head can swipe left or right, and so our heart just tells us the truth.
Mhm.
Our body tells us the truth. We get butterflies. Well, actually, we get different kind of butterflies saying we're warning you, or butterflies that there's exciting butterflies. Like
Yes.
we get that. So listen to your body. Learn to dissect. Is this nerves? Is this whatever it is? And just because your body will tell you, your heart and body will tell you if this is right or this is not.
Mm.
You know, we were just talking about having operations and things like that, and you know you've got to listen to your body because your body is that vehicle. If
Yeah.
your body's saying I've got a headache, there's a reason you've got a headache. It's not, oh, I'm too busy. Yes, you could be too busy, but what is it? So listen to that body, because that is your own best friend that will never, ever, 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 ever leave
Let
your
you down.
side.
Yep.
Yeah, or let you down. Yeah, or let you down. Yeah, it's with you. That is it.
Hmm.
But your body is so, so important. You have a beautiful you have that pendulum thing swing.
Oh,
This
your
is the way
body
that,
pendulum. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, because
I
that
love that.
actually that
That's a
but that relates to feeling into what does a yes feel like in your body and what does a no feel like. But the body pendulum is the excellent example of that, because
it's a
what it is if you think about your body sways forward slightly for a yes, and you think about your face facing the sun as a flower. The flower goes towards the sun saying, yes, I want to light me up. And then you sway slightly back for a no. And then if there's no forward or back, it's neutral. So I actually encourage everybody to play with this. How you
mm,
play with this to really feel what does that body pendulum feel like? You stand, it's best to be in sock feet or bare feet on the floor and standing. You want to be standing to do this. Um, then and say out loud things that you know are true and feel into your body. So I'll get people to say their name. So I would stand there, my name is Moira, and I will sway slightly forward.
and
And then
it's not a sway forward that you're going to fall on your face,
no,
by the
no,
way, people.
no, it's
Because
a slight,
if
it's
I asked the
slight.
same question when Moira talked about this, I'm like, if I do this and I fall, she's like, no one's ever.
No, no.
Just
I
Deborah
I
testing
do
the
it because
boundaries of
I do
me.
it in the grocery store. I'll be doing it in the grocery store to check if something's good for me or not.
I love that.
Is this
Yeah,
is this
it comes so naturally now.
yeah,
That's it.
it is.
Yeah.
It's part of how I roll. See?
That's part of how I roll. Yeah.
But
I've heard that. I went, that's part of how you roll.
do you know what's really funny? I was teaching this technique to somebody in person in my office, and I can't remember what her name was, but let's just say her name was Lisa. Or she told me her name was Lisa. So I have her standing up and she's facing me, and I say, okay, so I want you to say out loud, my name is Lisa. So she says, my name is Lisa, and she swayed backwards ever so slightly. And I was
And you were
like,
like,
what? Do you know what her actual Lisa was her middle name? Her first
oh,
name was something different. And so then if, I can't remember what it was, but as soon as she said her first name that was real, then she got so that proved
well,
the
that's, I was just going to
efficacy
say,
and the proof of that. I was
that's,
like, yep.
that's it done. Yep, I've
Yep.
done my job. I've shown you the evidence here.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying is to really play with it and then train your own awareness of it. Like I said, say things that you already know are true and say
Mm,
things that you already know are false, and then
mm,
allow your body to calibrate to that. So
mm,
it's now entrained in me so much that if I see a product in the store that I think, I wonder if that's good for my body or not, I'll pick it
mm.
up off the shelf. And if anybody sees me in the store, I look like I'm reading the ingredients.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I'm actually saying to my body, this is good for me. And if I get a yes, then I can decide if I want it. If I get a no, then it just goes back on the shelf. But if
I
there's
love that.
no,
If it's a no, it goes on the shelf. If it's a no, I'll be like, yeah, but I really like it. You're
well,
being your own best friend.
you see, if it's neutral, it means it's not good or bad, so you
Mm,
can choose. So then I can discern, do I really want this bag of cookies or
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But that is such a beautiful way we've just woven in the wisdom of your body. What does yes feel like and what does no feel like? And actually really honor them. Because in your example, even if your body said no, your head might override it and say, yeah, but I really want
You know
it.
what? No one
Okay.
else's head would. Only Deborah's would. Moira's wouldn't. Moira's don't know. Deborah would go, oh, I don't know. I'm sure there's another Deborah out there, people. Like, tell me, let me know if you're one of those ones. You know? Yes, I would just argue a little bit too, it says, yeah.
Yeah, what do you mean now? It's not good for me.
What do you mean? do you mean? What's wrong with you? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, but
I,
see, that's not you being your own best friend then.
yeah, exactly. I love that you just use three words of that, the wisdom of the body, or actually four words of the body. And
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly it. And to be your own best friend, you have to know your body. You have to know
Yeah.
your body more than any expert knows your body.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that one's such an important one because um, we live in times where it's crucial to know that. I'm thinking, as soon as you said that, I was thinking, like in my granny's day, my granny wouldn't say, I'm the boss of this body. She would go to the doctor and say, oh, well, I have to do this, or I have to
Mm.
take these pills, or I have
You're
to,
right, actually. You're
yeah,
right. Not
yes.
saying go against the doctor. Can we just
Yeah,
reiterate?
no, no,
Hashtag,
I'm not
yeah.
saying that, but
Yeah.
what I'm saying is
I
that
know. Yes.
yeah, my granny would only do what the doctor told her. She would never tap in and
Yeah.
listen to her intuition. I'm
Yeah.
I'm sure my granny is not unique in that, but it was like the outsourcing the wisdom
Yes.
of the body as opposed to no, the wisdom of the body's here.
I don't know if my eyes are more open or we're evolving as humans here from your
I think
granny's
we
age,
I think we are.
which we are actually when I think
Yeah.
about it. But
Consciousness is getting more discerning.
yeah,
Yeah.
and listening to it, we're doing well, we're changing, life's changing, get up with a play with AI or not type thing. But listen to your body because it is the key factor that your body knows the answer before any, and I'm going to put it down there, before any medical person does, your body
Hmm,
already knows
hmm,
because your body's telling you, get this out, put this in, fix this, whatever it is.
hmm.
And what's behind all that, the mindset behind all that. But to be your own best friend, I'm going to put in the word, the T word, the trust, the trust word, because even when we say this body pendulum and we're talking about this, how it tells the truth to us,
Mhm.
you've got to trust that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a gotta. You have to. This is not a should. You should trust it. You have to trust it.
Mhm.
Because like I said, that body is yours all the way through. And you may think it's going to do you wrong. There might be times you're going, come on, keep going. But there's a reason for it. Even if you don't want to unpack that reason at that time, but your body is your temple, but you must trust it. You
Yep.
must trust it. You must trust yourself along that process.
The tip that so that was tip number 5 because I was about to sneak one in, but it's coming after.
Well, the trust actually came out. It
But it,
wasn't coming out.
but this one is actually is in alignment with trust. Something that I've said so many times is I like to say that pain means stop.
Yeah,
Pain in your body means stop.
yeah,
So then we need to develop curiosity, compassion, be a wee bit of a detective because
mm,
you can have a pain in your body that says, stop thinking those thoughts,
yeah,
stop using those words, stop believing that mindset, stop feeling those feelings. And
yeah.
it can also be stop doing that action or that motion. And I'm reaching
Hmm.
forward, and if you got a twinge in your fingers or something, it might just simply be stop overextending your fingers or your arm or your
Yeah.
shoulder, right? So it's
That for
not
dad. Dad is having his
yeah,
operation.
yeah,
Yep.
that's
Thanks.
right.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
But do you know what I mean? It's like it's not always that the physical pain is because saying stop that physical activity. It can be, but it's also to look at you as the whole. So really I'm thinking of the PEMS right there too. If
Yeah.
pain shows up, it could be physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. So you
Yeah.
have to discern and be curious and act upon what guidance
Mm,
comes up. Because the
yeah.
answer is within you too. You just need to be, like I said, kind and compassionate and curious.
Yeah. And just when you're saying stop feeling those feelings, stop doing those things, or stop, even though people go, well, that's not going to work. I'm not going to be able to say stop doing that. Why don't you just try it?
Yeah,
Just try, because that's a best friend. Just stop doing that. Stop
yeah,
repeating that pattern. Stop it, Deborah. Stop. Like, you actually tell yourself, stop doing the same shite every day if you want to change. If you want
yeah,
to change, change. Like that's the best friend in you to say stop.
Well, you know what's really funny? You know that. Have you ever heard of that? What's the definition of insanity?
No.
Definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over and over again and expecting a different result.
Yes, I have heard that actually.
You want a different result, you do have to change. It's just like done deal. Right?
No, I was talking to my parents at the weekend. They know someone who's having stomach surgery, a bypass. Oh, no, is it bypass? No, not a bypass. It's oh, what?
Oh,
Mhm.
oops.
Whoops. They were
Bleep.
having gastric surgery, that
Okay.
whole
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. Like
And
yeah, I know
yeah,
what you
where
mean.
they like a tummy tuck. I guess
Yeah,
yeah, part of my wording for it, people will know. But I was talking to them and I said, "Oh, are they changing? Are they going to have to change their lifestyle? They're not going to be able to drink 5 bottles of beer a night because that's 5 bottles of beer is their whole day quota. Like
right.
that's five small bottles, I guess. I don't know." And they're like, "No, I don't think they're going to change." I'm like, "They're not. It's not going to work. It's
That's not.
literally
No,
you
it
can't
won't.
just go and have it removed. It's gonna." And they're like, "Oh, okay, okay." And I said, "But it's not for you to tell." And Mum's like, "No, Deborah, it's not for you to tell either." I'm like, "Can't," but it is. You can't. You can't. If you're going to have that, you have to
You
portion
have to
yourself.
do,
Like it's
yeah, yeah,
logic. That
yeah.
is logic, but I don't. Logic is yeah,
But isn't
logic.
that interesting? That's like outsourcing your
Yes.
habits and expecting everything's fine.
Yeah. Oh no, I'll do that. And look, I understand the stomach surgery. I've had employees who had it. Like I understand that and that, but it's not just that. It's the bigger picture. You got to trust yourself. You got to look at everything, but you have to change what's not working.
Yeah.
And doing that's not just going to be the one thing, unfortunately or fortunately.
But do you know that that reminds me of the amount of times you've heard people who win millions and millions of dollars on the lottery, for instance, and within X amount of time, it's all gone.
I
And
know someone. She's won lotto 3 times.
oh
Three
gosh,
times.
really?
And she's now living back off the government.
But that this is the thing is that they when you do that, when you get the stomach surgery or when you win the $1 million, you have to become the person that has that. The old
You've
you
got to
didn't
change.
have it. Yeah. So that's actually always a thing that I've thought, if I did come into a big chunk of money, I would want to go and change, like get some help on up
You would,
leveling my own vibration, my own mindset to be the
yeah.
person that was that. Does that make sense? That to
A
me is
hun-
being your own best friend.
Well, I look at her and I mean, she's a amazing woman. 3 times she's won lotto over the last 5 years.
That's
So
crazy.
5 years
Five,
she's won like big 3 times, and she's now back to living off the government. Just what? And I was like, "What did you buy?" And, yeah, I just did this, and I was like, "Oh, did you put some in No, I didn't put any in savings." And I was brokenhearted for her. She was like, "That's me though. I've always lived life like this." And I'm thinking, okay,
that's how
there you go.
come.
That's
Yep. Answered,
that's
she just
exactly it.
answered the exact
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
exactly, exactly. So if you won lotto, come to Moira and I. We'll give you some
Yeah,
advice,
we'll
financial.
help you shift up into that caliber.
Yeah, yeah. We won't give you financial advice of where to invest. We'll
No,
tell you, well, actually, we will. We'll tell you back to invest in yourself. That's the greatest
well,
return
that's
you're going to
true.
get.
That is very true.
That
Yes.
will be something we would say. But yeah, it's yeah, you have to change. Like, when you said pain means stop, you have to change. You've
Yeah.
got to change. You got
Yeah.
to change. End of. That's it.
Yeah. And as we're just talking about that, we have to bring in gratitude. See, there's a
Oh,
tip. Gratitude has to come in. So because coming into gratitude says, if pain means stop, thank you to the pain because it made me slow down enough to listen and to inquire and ask, hello, body, what are you guiding me toward or away from? Right? So I always like to be grateful for my body, for everything that it does for me, for the things that I get to do. It's very
yeah.
important also to have a relationship with your body. That's what we're talking about are you being your own best friend?
Mm.
I don't know about you, but I was not taught this growing up.
No. No,
No,
same. No,
no,
not
I
at
don't.
all. Not
And
at
and
all. Well, I remember last week when you said it, it landed so heavy.
yeah, yeah.
Like, oh, I don't know. No, I wouldn't even be my friend. Oh,
That's how this started, wasn't it? Like, nope,
yeah.
I wouldn't date myself. I wouldn't be my friend. I
I
wouldn't call myself
wouldn't date
up.
myself. Heck no, definitely wouldn't be my friend. And then I'm like, wow, you're a bundle of joy for society, aren't you, Deborah? You know, um, yeah. But gratitude is the quickest form of relief. And I know we talked about, when we talked about our pain and our feelings and stop, we were talking about being curious. When that curiosity comes in, just before you jump into, okay, I'm going to be curious now, just go, what am I thankful for?
Hmm.
Because if you can have a few moments of gratitude before you dig into the curious, you're going to shift differently. If
Hmm.
you go straight to curious, you may not get it. So if you just take a moment and go, what am I thankful for right now? That this has come up, that I've got the space, that I've got 10 minutes I can do it, whatever it is, then dig into it. And if it gets too hard, jump back to gratitude. If you're curious, I'm curious about this and what this feels like and when this last happened, and then your head gets discombobulated, jump back and go, okay, what am I thankful for that I've uncovered right here, right now?
Hmm.
And that gratitude just stays in your back pocket as you're moving through this curious, oh, what am I thankful for that? Just to keep it part of you.
But it also it calms your nervous system.
Mm,
Gratitude calms your nervous system. But the other
mm.
thing that I like to encourage people to do, and I do this on myself often, we all have an inner critic. We all have that inner dialogue that says, "Oh, well, that was stupid. Why did you do
Yeah.
it like that way?" Or I say thank you to that too,
Mm,
because that's one of the quickest ways I know to acknowledge it and to stop it in its tracks.
yeah. Yeah.
Because how we are wired is that that inner critic is actually trying to look after us. It's trying to look
Mm-hmm.
out for us. It's trying to make us successful or look good or be approved of or be accepted by society or whoever.
Yeah.
So if we say thank you, I appreciate that you're trying to do that for me. I've got this. I'm good.
Yeah. And that is it. People want to be seen, heard, acknowledged. And that's all you're doing is you're being your own best friend by seeing yourself, hearing yourself, and acknowledging yourself. Now, you may not feel you've got this, but it doesn't matter. You're still saying I've got it. And that goes back to that trust and that. And so I was actually just thinking just before when you were talking about that, is to have your own back.
Yeah.
Like, believe in yourself, back that because when things do fall apart, this is where that that real relationship of you comes out. You get to know yourself when the wheels fall off,
Yeah.
more than
And
when you're rolling on a train and you're going full tit, if I can say it. But yeah, when I think about this, is have your own back. So if it doesn't go to plan, if it doesn't go to plan, look at supporting yourself and go, okay, and that goes back to that curiosity, that inner critic, I've got this. And all you're doing is, I'll figure this out. I'll figure this out. I've got this. And then and that alone will just reset you, and then you'll be able to keep moving forward. It's done.
with what you've just said, though, is such an important part, right? When we have our own back, say, I've got this. There's another piece in here that I like to think that there is never any time that we're not in the right place at the right time. But
Mm,
our head may say, oh, this sucks. I have to get out of this situation. I have to run away from this. I have to. No, when I sit in and trust, I may not like this situation or this thing that I'm being challenged to look at. But if I keep saying to myself, I've got this is actually reminding myself, oh yeah, I wouldn't be here if I couldn't deal with it.
mm,
Right? This is
yeah,
something a mentor of mine taught me many, many years ago, that if a client comes up with a problem or an issue or a challenge, that my internal reaction is, holy crap, I don't know what to say or do,
mm-hmm.
which has happened. P.S.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but what my mentor used to say is nothing shows up for us
Yeah.
as a therapist or in life that we cannot deal with.
Mm,
But sometimes that's all we can hold on to in that moment. Does that make sense? So it's
Yes.
about just trusting. I don't know what the answer is right now. I don't know what the next step is right now, but I trust that it will make itself known, that I'll recognize it, I'll get the ping or the pang or the download or the intuitive
Well,
hit,
yeah, and
right?
when you were saying that, I was thinking you sometimes have to store the evidence
Yeah.
and go back to that. Well, I did this last time and it did actually work. It didn't work. It didn't
Yes.
go ABC, it went AB, but we still got to D type thing. But
Yes.
go back and get that evidence. Excuse me, go back and get your past history, go back and look at what's been said and done, go back and look at your thoughts and really take the time and dig into that, because once you've got that evidence, that alone just allows you to go, okay, yeah, I've done this before. Wow, what I thought I'd never survive, which is 10x on what I'm dealing with now, I can
Mm-hmm.
survive this. This is nothing, like, for goodness sake, this is nothing.
You're listening to Deliciously Motivated Mindset with Deborah and Moira, here to help listeners unlock their full potential so they can thrive, not just survive. They've shared some very powerful insights so far, so it's time to take a moment to breathe, reflect, and jot down any key takeaways. What's one piece of advice that stands out to apply right away? Before wrapping up, Deborah and Moira would love to hear from everyone. Reach out with thoughts, questions, or feedback, and drop your favorite tip from today's episode. They're inspired to see how listeners are putting these insights into practice. Let's dive back in and finish strong.
And so, right leading on from that, I would say always, 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 always remember that you are worthy of your own commitment. You
Yeah,
are worthy of embodying and embracing all of these tips that we're suggesting here
yeah,
and choose them. But because when we don't do that, when we go, oh, that's just such a waste of time, and oh, don't have time to sit and namby-pamby pamper myself or get in touch with my emotions or have a
yeah,
conversation with my inner critic. You are worthy of the time or the effort or the change or the mindset shift. You are worthy of whatever it takes to really show up and be truly your own best friend, right?
yeah, yeah. It's yeah. Well, I was thinking with what we haven't probably said is honesty. Be honest with
Mm.
yourself. But the actual word brutal came in. So
Okay.
my head, I'm gonna say be honest without being brutal. Be honest without being brutal on yourself. That's Deborah talking to Deborah, by the way. But when you when you start to get into those words, be honest with yourself. It's like, well, um, instead of saying I'm useless, say that didn't work, even though it
Yeah.
did actually work. It just shows you. So it's those things. It's the brutalness. It's the oh, here you go again. Duh, you've done it again. Stupid you, instead of just going, oh, I get to explore this even deeper today. And it's those little tweak of wordings that shift in your mind give you that pep in your step. So yeah, be honest without being brutal as such. Reframe some stuff. But that's when cancel comes from.
Yes. But also, um, there could be, you might be wise to insert here, would you speak to somebody else like that?
Oh yeah.
Right? So if you say, oh, that screwed up or that fell apart, and then you start saying, you stupid idiot, would you actually talk to somebody else like that, like that you cared for, that you had respect and
Yeah. Yeah.
compassion for? No, I did this recently with somebody where he's really, really harsh on himself, by the way.
Mhm.
And but he
It's me laughing.
loves,
Did you hear me laugh then? That was
yes,
horrible. And I was like,
yes.
whoops.
But so sometimes I'll let him have his rant about how terrible and sucky he is. And then I'll say to him, so what would you say if your son came and said all of that? And oh gosh, you should see the
Oh,
the
I can
kindness
feel it
and the
here.
niceness that he says. I said, good, good. Now can you bring some of that in for yourself? Because that's what this whole thing is about being your own best friend. We talk so mean and viciously to ourselves sometimes.
Yeah.
We but we never ever dream of speaking
Would
out
not.
to somebody else like that.
No, no, and no, and they're not. They're just not words that I would use on
Right.
somebody else.
Yes.
On someone else.
I
Yeah.
used to this used to be a little part of my letting go pathway pieces that I would let somebody tell me all of the things that they say to themselves about themselves. And then I'll say something like, would you speak to other people like that? And of course they immediately, no freaking way,
I
never,
know.
never.
I,
And so then I would say, are you not a people also?
you're horrible. You're horrible. You look, hooked them into that one, didn't you? Hooked them into this one.
Tripped right into that. You are a
Yeah.
people too. So therefore,
Yeah.
if you don't speak to people that way, don't speak to yourself that way. It
Yeah.
just, it can't be negotiation anymore. Being your
Mm.
own best friend means you speak to yourself, about yourself, through yourself, with respect, with kindness, with
Yeah.
this is how I roll. And sometimes, you know what? You know what? We screw up. We go, oh, whoops.
Remembering you're human through all of this. Yeah.
That's right.
And if you
That's
and if stuff's going down, don't go, oh no, I need my piece of paper with my notes from Moira and Debs. What was I needed to do? Just you'll
put your
remember.
hand
You're
on your heart and say, I've got this. That's it.
and lean back if you're in a chair. If you're not, if you're standing, you don't have to lean back.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, don't do that. But that self-talk is incredibly important.
Mhm.
It's the self-talk that lifts us up and takes us down.
Yeah.
And one of the things I know when I say certain things, so read this, when I say
Mm.
certain things, I end if I've said it and it's not the best wording to myself, um, I say one word 3 times and it is just the word cancel. But I say it really quick, very quickly, and for me, even though it doesn't eliminate it because it's still out there, I've still said it, I've thought about it, I've said it, but I've found a strategy to get through it
Mhm.
is to clear it is by saying the 3 words. Now, it's not that I'm not saying them now, but I get the giggles. If I say them really quickly, I don't
Cancel, cancel,
often.
cancel.
Yeah,
Yes.
see how easy it is. But no, I go cancel, cancel. I can't even get my 3rd word out, and I giggle, giggle, and it works for me. I'm my own
Mm.
best friend. It makes me amused, and whatever that word of saying, "Oh, for God's sake, you've done it again, you do." That's probably my one.
There's
And then I say that, yeah, yeah, and then you can hear me say that, can't you? Yeah.
yeah,
And then the cancel, 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 cancel. I just have to giggle. I just have to
yep.
giggle. It just changes my whole state, changes my energy, and I become my own best friend because I start laughing at myself.
And that's a good thing. So you know
Yeah.
what? Just earlier today, I suggested the cancel, cancel, cancel to somebody, and she was kind of like, no, I can't see myself using that. It just
What?
didn't vibe with her. So then I said to her, well, how about saying, um, when it comes up, it's just saying thank you, next. And she cracked up. She's like, okay, I can
Oh,
use that. So
oh,
when it
that's
comes up,
great.
when yeah, I that just
I
came.
love
Okay,
that. Thank you.
thank you,
Next. Yep.
next. And
Now
so it
that's we're
made me
talking
giggle,
about.
but she was like, oh yeah, I can use that. So
Oh, that's
that's such a
hysterical.
I know, isn't that cute?
That's cute.
But that's the thing about tweaking things to suit you. I
Yeah.
mean, that's why you and I have these conversations. We're not saying this is cast in stone. We're suggesting you lean in, you try things out, you have some curiosity. How does this make me feel about me? Oh, it makes me feel like I'm following the rules. Or does it make me feel like, oh, what am I going to discover today? Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And if you can put that, that glitter bomb up your bum, it does. It gives you a little bit of
Yeah.
and your energy does matter because uh especially when you're in the space when you're questioning your own best friend mindset, you're
Mhm.
already in a funk. You're below the line already. But if we can perk that up with whatever is on here,
Yeah.
that's the lift. But also, I think if you're not doing something that's, to be your own best friend, I know we're coming up for time. I just saw that, by the way. I just looked down, moved me.
Whoops.
Is yeah, whoops. To be your own best friend, make yourself laugh. Do those things that light you up because, you want to hang out with cool people. Like if you're going to be best friend with someone, you want them to be a cool cat. I'd
Yeah.
say cool. So be your own cool cat. Do what lights you up. Do whatever that is, but also be aware of your boundaries that, okay, I don't want to be a cool cat tonight. I just want to sit in my energy. Then that's okay. So I
That's
guess
okay
it's
too.
that.
Yeah, that's being best friend because it's meeting you where you are with what you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I better
And
write this
to
one
to your
down.
point, that is such an important one, is that it's about not always feeling like you've got to be on or performing or doing
Mm,
or maybe instead of going to the party, you just say, you know what, I just want to curl up with a cup of cocoa and watch a movie and go to bed early.
yeah, definitely.
Good.
Well,
Do that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, to get you out of the house, you've got snow where you are now. I
I
don't, but to
know.
get you out of the house is
No, I'll do the cocoa and the
oh, just
movie.
yeah, I'll just watch the snow. Thanks. I'll just sit inside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
think that's it is being aware of your own bandwidth. If
Yeah,
you could
your
see
bandwidth and your
my God,
environment
what is
and
that?
yeah, it's your
Yeah.
bandwidth and your environment and what lights you up,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
sometimes you think about going into an environment of lots of people that are all talking and it's loud and it's lots of bright lights and I'm sound sensitive actually, so it's something that I'm becoming more and just at peace with. Yeah, I don't like loud noise.
Mm.
So
I bumped into, well, not bumped into, we met Tracy's boss the other day. He was up our way and he was going to a family reunion, his wife's family reunion. There was 150 people.
wowzers.
It's a 4-day event.
Oh gosh,
I said 150 people, do you know them all? He goes, no. I'm like, how are you
wowzers.
going to cope? He goes, I'll cope. I'll just find the people and I'll just, but 150 people for 4 days,
Create
that's
your little cliques.
heavy. Yeah. And I said, you find some glitter time, mate. He goes, this is sitting here with you two now. Sitting here with you two now is my glitter time. I've got
Beautiful.
myself away. But it is, and just exactly what you're saying, find who you resonate with and do, like if you
Mhm.
want to do it and be okay. Just
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
better,
And then
we better wrap up or we're going to get ourselves in trouble. Going
but to
surprise.
your
But
point,
yes,
I could go to an environment where 150 people are, but I'd have to structure it and know what,
I
how am I going to get the soothing that I need or what's
where
the
am I going to
exit
get my
plan?
well, yeah, and that's why and that's why I look at people and I go, now I understand why you smoke because you can literally go outside the house or go outside the venue
Cigarette.
and sit there for 10 minutes and just ground yourself and whatever, and then go back in, and you've got an excuse to society. I'm like, I
Right.
understand
That's
why you
funny.
smoke now.
That's
Yeah. Whereas
funny.
if I go outside and sit for 10 minutes, what's wrong with you? Where are you going? I'm just sitting here. What?
Did I say something wrong? Oh, you're
Yeah,
pissed off
exactly.
with me, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. But it's having that. I'm going to use the word boundaries before we just that, but it is a boundary. It is that okay. I can't take this anymore. 150 people over 4 days. I didn't even want to ask how are you all sleeping? Where are you all staying? Is there like what's happened? They've come from all over the world. I think it's fantastic. I think it's
Cool.
amazing
Mhm.
to do. But whew, what's your
Right.
bandwidth, people?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
to be your own best friend. So, are you being your own best friend? Wow.
Well, now
Here we go.
you
Now, should
you
we do
will
it?
with all these tips.
I know. Should we do a yogi one before we start?
Yeah,
Like,
let's
even though
do
we
that
do
because
that and then
I,
end on one.
we will. So I had a giggle because I had these fill out already, and
Oh,
this is kind
love
of
this.
touched on with one of our tips, is we all want to be understood, to be acknowledged, to be loved.
Oh.
See, you
Yeah,
said it.
I
Seen,
forget to say
acknowledged.
loved. Yeah, I forget
Yeah,
to
you
say
do.
loved. I say seen, heard, acknowledged. Clearly
Yeah.
what's important to Deborah. Not being loved, but yes.
But this is the thing about being your own best friend. I think it's such an important piece is remember, you need to understand yourself, to acknowledge yourself, and love yourself.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
There,
beautiful.
episode's
Wow.
done.
Yeah, you're done. Tick, tick. Well, that's how we started it. That's how we're starting right now. Now we're going to crack on. So if you didn't grab your note-taking device, grab it now, and we're going to jump into this one here. And of course, we know number one is the heart coherent. The heart coherent. And that is from the very start what works for you. And that's the hand on the heart, the shutting eyes, the getting present, feet on the ground, leaning back in your chair, just feeling what that is, but also knowing, just a little caveat to the side of this, is what works for you now may not work tomorrow. So try everything. Out of all our strategies we're going to give you, and what you're going to come up with, and just tweak, like Moira was saying, tweak, because today maybe the hand on heart isn't going to work as much as standing up, putting your hand on your heart,
Yeah.
or sitting, like whatever that works for you. Yeah.
Definitely. The next one, and Deb said this one is, what is your intention for the day? This is a beautiful one. You could even just set that before you even jump out of bed. Is go. Why is my
Mm.
intention for today? My intention for today is to feel joyful, right? Or to feel
Even just as you say
uplifted.
that, I smile.
Yeah.
As soon as someone says I feel joyful, I just grinned. I just went, yeah. The ripple
That
effect.
there. See, being your own best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Celebrating my friends' wins. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Celebrate. No, where am I going? Own who you are.
Yeah.
Own who you are, and with compassion and kindness.
Yeah.
And those other two, the compassion and kindness, are definitely one for me to remind myself, because I forget to own who I am. Supposed to say that, but own who you are. Yes, I say the word Hoover because I
Yeah.
don't say the word vacuum, because I can say vacuum, but my head goes Hoover because I can't spell vacuum. I still don't even know if it's two C's or two U's or whatever. I get it around the wrong way. So I just say Hoover. So much easier.
So
So
much
own
easier.
who you are, but do it with compassion and kindness.
And that allows you to say, this is how I roll. This is how I roll. That's what
Oh, yeah.
had suggested, that's
I've got
owning who
that
you are.
somewhere, right?
Oh,
Yes.
this is how I roll.
And it's so simple. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. The next one, this is what Deb talked about, this one, that really listening to your body. Your body and your heart always tells you your own truth. And so it's about really tapping into, when you're being your own best friend, you're coming into the wisdom of your body. Our bodies are so wise. But when we get too caught up in our head, or if we get caught up in the paradigm of outsourcing or thinking that somebody else's opinion is overrides what your body's telling you, then
Mm.
you're actually not being your own best friend when that happens, right?
Yeah. And that's when we also talked about, yes, your body does tell the truth. Well, this is when we also talked about the body pendulum.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that in this
Yes.
tip, or is it part of
Yeah,
this
that
tip? Or?
actually it was. I just didn't write it. Oh, look at
Okay.
me. I didn't write something.
Well, take a note of that, listeners. Did you see that?
Deb's going to celebrate that one.
I am. Woo, woo, woo. And the body pendulum is, Moira, what? In condensed version.
Condensed version is that when your body's saying yes, when your body very gently and subtly sways forward, that's a yes. Remember your face going towards the sun, the flower going towards the sun, and then a very subtle, soft back. Neither of these sways are enough to make you fall. You're not going to fall over frontwards or backwards. And then if there's no sway, it's neutral. So it means that if you're asking yourself, I explained, I'm asking my body, is this food good for me? Is this product good for me? And so if it says yes, then it's great. If it says no, that's great too. But if it's neutral, then it's saying, well, you can have it or not. Yes or no. Doesn't matter. Right? So it's neither good or bad. It's this
And you
beautiful
don't have
way
to
to
argue.
really feel into the wisdom of your body.
Yeah. I just said you don't have to argue with your body,
Yes.
Deborah.
Yes. Don't argue with your body. Because your
Yes,
body's still going to win. Body will still win.
body's still going to win it with you. It's like, okay, well, you do it, but matey potato, you buy that. But we already know it's going to happen, but we
Yep.
tried. Okay, you
Yep.
want to override it.
Yep. Yep. You're going to face the consequence.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yep.
The next one is trust.
Mm.
Trust, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Trust yourself. Trust the words you take, the actions you make, those around you, the bigger picture, just trust. And the more you trust, and it's not just not saying that, it's not a surrender and just go, okay, well, I trust that they're going to do this right. No, it's just, okay, I trust that they're going to do this to the best they can with what they have from what it is. But look at your, trust and expectations would be my
Yeah,
thing.
I like that. And then the next one, kind of coming on from trust, I said pain means stop. And that's when I also talked
Mm,
about pain can be like physical pain. This is when we want to pause and see how are we feeling and develop a bit of compassion and curiosity, because
mm,
that could mean stop doing that physical action, but it could also be stop feeling those feelings, or stop using those words, or stop thinking those thoughts, or stop ignoring your connection to source energy, things of that
yeah.
nature. So it's a really important piece to say, okay, I've got this pain, and in order to process through it and get the wisdom from it, there's a gift in here. But it's important to pause and get the
Moment.
guidance.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. We talked a little bit about our PEMS in this time, and I'm actually going to put the PEMS as a physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual.
Mhm.
Um, be aware of those. Check in through the day. Go, oh, okay. Well, I've had a poor sleep, so I'm not going to make massive decisions this morning
Mm.
until I recalibrate my system. Oh, I've just watched something on the news and now I'm teary. Okay, well, I'm not actually going to go and ring my mum now about
Yeah,
this or
yeah.
anything. I'm just so be, which is your physical. I've just done a run, so okay, well, I don't feel like I need to go and do another run. Like really tap into your body, your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, and just check in and just tweak and twist and go, oh, okay, right. Well, I'll just give it a bit of time and then I'll be able to make that decision or something.
Yeah,
Listen to your body. But that PEMS is definitely, that pain means stop is definitely hey, your PEMS is out of order.
yeah.
Quick, get in there. Let's
Something needs attending to.
yeah, there's got to be some serious tweaking.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The next one I have is change. That's when Deb had talked about the requirement, the necessity for change. And let's face it, change is a constant in this world. But that's when I talked about the definition of insanity. The definition of
Mm,
insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result.
yeah.
The thing is own the results you want and recognize if you want something different, you got to do something different. You got to be something different, right?
Yes. Or you're just going to stay in the same thing with the same cycle and the same mindset,
Yep.
shifting and shifting and shifting. And that change is don't just listen to our podcast, pick one.
Yeah.
Don't just listen to it. Like our podcast is great, but actually pick one and implement it.
Hmm.
Just for today and tomorrow and the day after. Just for today, yeah.
Just today, and then tomorrow, choose something else.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one. The next one is gratitude. And I know gratitude was split over this one between quite a lot of other ones, but when you're truly thankful, that can shift where you are. If you wake up and you're in a funk, think of two or three things or one thing that just lands on you that you're grateful for and
Hmm.
go, okay. And if you just do one and it didn't shift your mood, do another one.
Yeah.
Do another one. What are those things you're thankful for to get you moving and out of that state? Because gratitude is the fastest form of changing your dynamics around you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the other part that we talked about in the gratitude was I encourage people to say thank you to their inner critic. Thank you to the inner dialogue, right?
Oh,
Just,
I've got that as the next one.
oh, do you?
I've got that as a separate one. And you know what I've got? I've got this, which entangled into curiosity too.
Hmm.
They were the three that sort of jumped into that is be curious. And if you're curious about, oh, what does this pain mean? Curious, what does this pain mean? Oh, let me just do a few more gratitudes, and then that pain is going to look different,
Right.
and that
Yeah.
curiosity is going to look different from that. I love that I've got this. That's just such a no-brainer. I've got this. I don't.
Absolutely. And
Got
so
it.
but that's such a beautiful way to calm your nervous system. I mean, that
Mm,
gratitude and saying things like I've got this and trusting, I may not see that I can deal with this, but if I keep showing up for myself and hand on my heart and saying I've got this, it does resolve.
Mm.
That's
100%.
this is the one where you talked about having your own back. And so that's where I
Yes.
had saying I've got this and trust is it's storing the evidence. It's realizing, gosh, the last time I was so discombobulated about this situation, it actually all went beautifully. So
No, that's often well, I shouldn't laugh. That's often it's their head goes,
it
oh no, it's
is.
not going to work. So actually, I did this last time and it worked. What?
Yes,
Where did this come
exactly.
from?
Yeah. Yeah. So you're worthy of standing up for yourself and saying, I've got this. Evidence
Yeah,
says I had it last time, so why wouldn't I this time?
yeah.
Right?
And Moira just said then you are worthy, and I think that's the reminder. You are worthy for this. You are here in this world. You're worthy of it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Um, the next one I have is be honest without brutality.
Yeah, you're funny. You said brutal, and I wrote harshness, but
Oh, well, I wrote brutally without brutally, and then I went brutality came out my mouth then, and I went, well, there's clearly a word. So just be honest with compassion and kind. I'm sure we talked compassion and kind. Yeah, own
yes,
who you
several
are.
times.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Can hear it tweaking into my head from that.
Mhm.
Be honest on that. And Moira said, would you speak to someone else like that?
Yeah.
And that's a throat punch.
Wasn't
Deborah's
meant to
wife's like
be
a
a
that's a
throat punch. Oh,
no, but that's a oh
it's
yeah,
like,
okay.
oh, whoops.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Mhm.
okay.
Remember,
And you
you're a
wouldn't throat
people,
punch yourself by the way.
because that's
Yeah.
what I said. Would you
Talk
speak
about
to other people like
compassion.
that? Yeah, well, you're a people too, right?
You're a people.
Mhm.
So I had instead of saying I'm useless, instead you go, oh, that didn't work. And
Ah,
that's where that goes back to that curiosity. Let's dig in and what worked and what didn't. And my favorite one is the three words, which is the one word cancel, but you say it three times. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Except I say it
you
super
say
quick.
you say it fast. Cancel, cancel, cancel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's see, you even say it like that. But what Moira just said is actually thank you next.
Yeah.
If those words don't work, thank you next.
Thank
Thank
you.
you next.
Next.
Just done.
Yeah.
And I love that. It just boom, straight away. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The next one I have is remember you're human. Remember you're human. And the thing is that remember you're human, yes. Also look into the caliber of your self-talk. Because self-talk can lift you up. It can be your inner cheerleader, or it can smush you, be this big like bonk on your head. So yes,
Yeah.
sometimes and let's face it, we all do both. But I tend
100%.
I tend to say thank you next. Or yep, there's a chapter of that. I'm moving out of this one.
I love the thank you next because that can be applied in multiple ways, not just your internal dialogue.
Yeah,
When someone says something, well, then your internal dialogue can go, thank you next. Yeah. It's
yeah,
not
yeah.
outside to them. Thank you next. Hang on, we haven't even got to point two. Yeah, I'm next. I'm going to point two. Thank you next. Yeah. Um, the next one I have is cool cat. This is what I wrote down, cool cat. What lights you up?
Hmm.
And this is do the things that give you the spark, the joy, the playfulness, the glitter, the whatever that is, because that's your energy, and it's your energy that keeps you going throughout the day. You
Hmm.
know, don't go, I'm too busy to do that. Actually take the time
Yeah,
and do it because that's your plug-in that's going to change your PEMS. It's going to lift your PEMS, elevate your PEMS. It's going to elevate your world. So look at those boundaries. Say no if necessary, and watch your bandwidth.
right. So you did because that was the last one I had was bandwidth and boundaries.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Well, that's what I've got. I've done now. I've
See,
done tick them all
that's
off.
it. You tick them all off. But I think that that's such an important part too, because as you were saying that, I was just realizing too that taking the time for making sure you're doing those things that light you up is reminding yourself that you're worthy of the dedication to,
Yeah.
set aside that time or
Yeah.
to have that on your agenda for the day, right?
Yeah.
Is that you deserve it. You're worthy of it.
Well, you said, I mean, I just moved my piece of paper, it said pause, stop, and reflect.
Yeah.
I love doing that, and I do that often throughout the day. If something happens. But one of the things you also said last week is the breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, I am worthy.
I am worthy, and breathing out, I am enough. Yeah.
Yeah, just
I am
I know we're
worthy,
getting
I am enough.
tips on people, but too bad.
Oops.
But yeah, whoops.
That's how we roll.
That's I'm my own best friend. My own best friend. Yeah. But they are look, just please, listeners, today, just listen to it, but just pick up one just for today. Just pick up one and run with that. And run with that works. But let's do a yogi tea bag, another one.
The wrap up one.
Yeah, the wrap up one, and then Deb will do her mic drop moment.
I'll look forward to the mic drop. So the last yogi tea for this one is: compassion is the constant act of giving oneself to others.
Oh,
You can only
that's
do that if you're remembering to be your own best friend, though.
yes.
But isn't that beautiful? Yeah.
It's a nice one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wrote down, okay, perfect. So our deliciously motivated mindset conversation is, are you being your own best friend? So I wrote down, will you be someone you can rely on or someone you have to recover from?
Ooh, bazinga.
I've clearly got a few little things going on today of my words, haven't I?
Wowzers.
And then I'm going to say, and what would you change?
Mm.
And then I'll soften it up with a little bit of compassion there. Yeah, rely on or recover from. Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, I can feel this.
Wowzers. Like you said, mic drop.
Yeah, that is, and then what would you change? So we're not just throwing it at you. I'm going to say, and then what would you change? And you can say nothing. That's fine. You're going to be your own best friend. Thank you, listeners, for today. And thank you, Internet. If you don't know what we had just before we came to that record, we are incredibly thankful for the Internet.
Definitely. Yes.
Thank you, Moira, for your wisdom and your shared wisdom on this. Are you being your own best friend? I feel a lot nicer today than I do last week when you asked the question on the podcast. It made me cry.
I know it did. That's why we had to do this one today.
So this one's all about me, people. I'm being my own best friend, but it's definitely shifted, and the strategies are simple.
They are. That's the beauty of all this.
It's simple.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you, dear listeners.
Everybody.
Thank you, dear Deb. We'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning into Deliciously Motivated Mindset with Deborah and Moira, where the mission is to help listeners unlock their full potential and thrive, not just survive. As the episode comes to a close, they trust you've gained some powerful insights. If you haven't already, take a moment to reflect on one key takeaway that you'll apply right away. Before we wrap things up, Deborah and Moira would love to hear from you. Reach out with thoughts, questions, or feedback and drop your favorite tip from today's episode. They're inspired to see how you're putting your insights into action. Thanks for listening, and remember to keep thriving.